I hope that all of you are doing well today, friends, and I want to share the fantastic news that we have. An account of a young and lovely girl of 10 years old who became pregnant without any prior warning, who gave birth to this startling incident that shocked the entire nation, emerged with a profound sense of concern for her. The most startling aspect being that Jasmine was a purple. When you find out the complete narrative in this film, you will not only be amazed, but you will also be amazed. Find out about certain individuals who are already among us and who cause harm to young girls with their nasty behavior. Make sure to keep an eye on the behavior in order to be aware of those. Our film is intended to raise awareness in order to prevent similar incidents from occurring to your daughters. Today is carrying a very important message. Therefore, if you want to comprehend it, please watch till the very end. Please give this video a thumbs up, and if you're just joining the channel, that would be great. We have technologically designed 200, 0, 0, 0, and we hope that the will wait until we. Now, let's get into the main topic, which is that in a village in the United States of America, or where had lived, Jasmine went to a school that was located 2 kilometers away, and she had some of her money put up in the bank due to the fact that the school had a stellar reputation. Jasmine's parents chose to send her away from her home, enrolled her there in the expectation that she would be able to acquire a quality education and develop into an outstanding student. The mother of Jasmine would take her daughter to school each day and then bring her back home after school. Due to the fact that there were no other members of her family there, her mother did not the everyday routine, and Jasmine never went to school by herself. And her mother would occasionally tell her, "I'm not alone. If you were not feeling well today, would you be able to go to school by yourself?" Jasmine already would answer, "No, Mom, I can't go by myself because I'm too scared, because there are boys standing along." And well, Jasmine's mother would question what would happen if I put them in the way, and I'm worried they could hurt me. They was with Art on the bus. How could I possibly leave my daughter alone in the vicinity of the people who attend the school? Having came to the realization that Jasmine's mother has grown so untrustworthy in recent times, from that day forward she made it a point to ensure that she would never leave daughter to school by herself, provide Jasmine with transportation to and from school on a daily basis. One day, Jasmine and her sisters died, making flower garlands with a handful of flowers. Morning, and because it was a day off from school, they were indulging in their leisure activities together, constructing garlands out of the flowers that were covered in dew and was lying on the grass. While teachers and with Jimmy decisions, all of a sudden, she asked her mother, "Why is your mother asking you to understand what is happening? The pain is unbearable." When Jasmine asked if she had eaten anything from the outside, she responded, "No, I haven't eaten anything, Bruno." She was told that it was nothing severe, and that it was probably nothing bad, and that it would go away. Almost immediately, she went back to working on the garland, but a few moments later, she sings excruciatingly, "The agony is intolerable," and her mother took her right away. Jasmine went to the hospital and had a conversation with an emergency physician. The physician is now. Jasmine was given an injection, and medication was supplied to her, along with instructions to get them falling back to their house. And her mother inquired, "Jasmine, has the ache of your tummy decreased?" Jasmine responded, "Yes, Mom, the pain is. I feel considerably better today, and it seems as though the pain has entirely disappeared." And Jasmine was getting ready to go to school the following morning when her mother said she was gone. In addition, I was getting ready for the day by filling Jasmine's bag with her books and lunch mail. While they were on their way to school, Jasmine had a conversation with her mother about how she was feeling. A little bit of discomfort in my stomach once more. The medication that she took this morning, Jasmine responded, Yes, Ma, I took it right after. When she asked her mother about breakfast, he stated that there shouldn't. My stomach is hurting and I'm afraid to go to school because I'm afraid that the discomfort may get even worse. So in the event that you leave me behind while I'm there, who will look after me if I am left completely alone? Also, if you are in... What makes your neighbors the color of even gray because blind? What is going on, please? I don't know what's going on. Oh, you can count on me to be right here with you. I won't be going home today. I'll wait outside the school today. If the pain you are experiencing becomes intolerable, you should inform your instructor and have them call me. Is to be taken to the hospital as soon as they enter the school. And during the time that Yasmin was attending her lesson, her mother remained in the waiting area for parents. As she waited there, she started to feel anxious. She is concerned about her daughter, was wondering what could possibly be causing this acute pain in her stomach has been giving her a lot of... What's the matter? What if she is experiencing something deeply troubling on the inside? If I were to find out about Jasmine, how would I respond to her father if he discovered that when the school year is over, I will take her to the most qualified physician I can find while she is wandering in the areas that is becoming worse, and I won't be able to handle it any longer. I need to see a doctor as soon as possible. When Jasmin's mother heard this, she immediately became quite concerned and hurried her daughter to the hospital. A woman with a lot of expertise contacted her at the city's main hospital, where she was working. Alarms guarding the window. They found an equally troublesome test. Their hands may have also stopped moving as she breathed, often another tribute to Jasmin's nervous stomach. The doctor, an ultrasound is suggested, and Jasmin's mother agreed with this recommendation. They went forward with the ultrasound, and once Jasmin was positioned in a prone position for the examination, the physician started looking at her. The girl was just 10 years old. Was astonished to discover that she appeared to be pregnant. The doctor double-checked the scan. The conclusion was the same. Suffers from no ailment, but the events that have transpired will be quite challenging for you to deal with. Please tell me what's going on inside this house. Jasmin's mother pleaded further. Jasmin's mother was terrified. Her tummy, and after she had asked the doctor a number of questions, a ultimate told her that as a result of hearing this, Jasmin's daughter is going to be dead. The mother was completely unable to believe what the doctor had said. She even considered the possibility that the doctor was kidding with her. The doctor, I am requesting that you give me a serious response. Have you ever done something? Hearing this, Jasmin burst into tears and responded, "What you're doing in an unpleasant manner. I am always at home with you, and you know that I don't talk to any boys, and I don't go near men. I can't do either of those things. And bring me back?" Disappointed mother, could something like this really take place? Her mother responded, "This isn't something. If something like that were to occur, it would be a miracle, since Allah would never bring shame upon someone like that person." The fact that Jasmin, who was still crying, insisted that she must have spent time alone with someone. "Never, Mom, why you are never shepherding me. I'm not a colleague of girl. Why are you making such an accusation against me? I have always in the move to... I have never defied you in front of you, and I have never gone anywhere by myself since I was a child. How can you continue to face? What steps should I take? My entire family will be crushed the instant he learns about this, and he will divorce me without giving it a second thought. When he gets back to his house, he will immediately take action against me. I beg you, madam, to assist." Following this catastrophe, the physician informed you that your daughter has been pregnant for a period of 4 months. In addition, you failed to observe anything, which is a failure on your part, because the baby has not gone. Your daughter is having The doctor responded to Jasmine's mother's question. What should I do by saying, take Jasmine home, still a small child, and she will become ill if she does not receive the appropriate nutrients. Thus, when the time comes, we will make arrangements for you to take your daughter home and take care of her. But there was one thing that she couldn't quite thinking about. How did her daughter become what she was? When she was pregnant, she was unable to comprehend, and it was peculiar that even Jasmine could not grasp. When she got back to her house, she made the decision to inquire about it once more in total privacy. I'm not afraid of you. I am your mother, and if you have done something wrong, you may come to me and confess everything. If it is not your responsibility, please let me know, and if it is not your fault, please inform me who has been harmed. The remarks of the daughter, how could anything like this happen to a girl, and yet she does not seem to care. Please, for the very last time, tell me everything, else I will inform your other person, mother, father, and everything else that has been responsible to confront anyone in society. I am so overcome with humiliation that I can't even talk about it. Tell my spouse about this, because if he finds out, he won't forgive it. Gradually became more intense, and the day finally arrived when Jasmine started experiencing labor. Jasmine's mother took her daughter to the Madam Doctor in a hurry, asking there to help her. Our daughter was in a great deal of discomfort, and Jasmine, who had just given birth, was surprised to see that she had successfully delivered her baby on that day. The moment she gazed at her child and started crying, the majority of mothers smile with happiness. Despite the fact that they had seen their child for the first time, Jasmine's reaction was very different. She was not able to come to terms with the fact that she had just given birth to a young girl without. She shed tears of great intensity, feeling the weight of her predicament. The doctor attempted to comfort her, to console her, by asking why she is crying so badly and requesting that she stop crying about what happened or he as a result of fate. You shouldn't focus on it, instead have patience, and you will get better very soon. We will make arrangements for this infant to be adopted by a family that does not have any children of their own. They are their own. There is no cause for you to be concerned about it, and no one will ever be aware of this. Moreover, the physician recommended that Jasmine's mother bring her daughter back home. A courteous care for her, ensure that she takes the drugs that have been prescribed to her, and provide her with some time to, let me remind you of one more thing, she needs to eat nutritious food so that she can recuperate. Jasmine's parents should always make sure to keep a tight eye on their daughter in order to prevent something similar from happening again. Her mother responded, "Yes, madam, from this point forward I will take care of her in a very holy manner. I would never allow her to leave my side." And then Jasmine and her mother came back in spite of the fact that she had fully healed, her mother continued to take her to school and bring her back home each day. There was yet another terrible event that took place at their school, and it involved a girl who was a class. Jasmine's mother was shocked to find that she was pregnant when she found out about this information. Immediately following her suspicions on the cause of the occurrence, she came to the realization that there may have been a malicious individual within the school who was responsible for the occurrence of instances of this nature on a regular basis. Mother's concerns that the school was responsible for the issue, which she believed was caused by the school's concern for the safety of the girls, she came to their conclusion that they needed to take action in response to this disturbing thing. Given the circumstances, Jasmine's mother conferred with the moms of the two pregnant girls, and the three of them went to the hospital together. Reporting the incidents to the police station, and after providing an explanation and everything, Jasmine's mother said that she was surprised that she did not come to us sooner with this information. We're hesitant to reveal this information because of our respect and honor, but now that we have seen that we were forced to come to you, since this is occurring to every girl, and you were required to do actual action. Subsequent to hearing their statements, the police took action and arrested the buyer. Testimonials went to the school the following day, and they collected all of the student testimonies. Professors and testimonies proved to question some of them. Nevertheless, one of the teachers raised every instant. During the intensive interrogation, he admitted to his wrongdoing, saying, "I have done such things to many people. Girls who," he admitted, "that they are suffering as a result of my acts." That explains why he was killed, or queer state of their minds. "Yo, hell, it's for hold you back," the instructor said. "I would get the beautiful girls' attention by providing them with, in addition to that, I would treat them to ice cream and cool beverages and other wonderful chalkers of its own. I was able to cultivate a pleasant relationship with them after everything was in place. It seemed like a good idea to me to invite them into my group one day under the guise of making dinner. And when I were you, I really don't want to show my face to anyone, so please." Because after hearing everything, the police punished him in a manner that was suitable with him. Now that he is under arrest and has been sentenced to 14 years in prison, he is fully aware that such kind of atonement is necessary for making mistakes in life. My friends, you should never be thoughtless. You should never put your faith in anyone, and you should never leave your daughter with anyone, not even your brother. You cannot blindly trust someone like your husband's brother, your father-in-law, or someone else you know. Believe in any man because males are attractive to them, and because of this, you can trust this man because of their infatuation. People might make three. Your daughter should never be left in the care of another person, and you should never leave her with anybody else or entrust her to someone else. Whenever you are with someone, make sure that your children are close to you and that you take care of them. This manner, occurrences of this nature, will being extremely vigilant about it, a private tutor may also participate in inappropriate behavior when they visit your home in the event that they are able to. If this is the case, you should never leave your daughter alone in the tutor's room. Instead, you should always be present there personally, or if you have a child, you should be there. Remind yourself that as a result, it is imperative that each and every one of us is aware of these issues. I hope you get what I am saying. The Islamic religion doesn't another way of saying that any sexual encounter that occurs outside of marriage is considered a crime in Islam. And as a consequence, Islam imposes severe punishments on both the adulterer and the adulterer. And the rapist, an Islamic jurist, asserts that the punishment for rapists is as follows: a sentence that is comparable to that of approach it to according to Surah Al-Isra, ayah wali is a form of misconduct, that it is forbidden to engage in haram, and numerous hadiths have been recorded concerning the punishment for rape with the intention of highlighting the delicate natures of the matter through the utilization of. It is recorded in one of the hadiths that during the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, if a woman was sentenced to death, she would be punished. She being sexually assaulted against her will. The Prophet, peace be upon him, did not chastise her, but rather those rapists of Muhammad need to be punished. Referred to as galoth, had in another hadith, it is mentioned that a government-owned business is allowed to defraud, committed adultery and raped against a girl who was a member of the group without their will. It was the fifth of his spoils of war that caused her to lose her virginity. Zata Umar, may Allah be pleased with her. The slave was flogged and banished along with him, but the girl was not whipped because he did not punish her. Hadith had been pushed on punishment for adultery in Islam. According to Islamic law, the punishment for adultery is 6,949. When someone commits adultery, the consequences can vary based on the circumstances of the individual. A lady and a man who have engaged in sexual activity that is against the law are commanded by the Almighty. Not only should you give each of them 100 lashes, but you should also refrain you from their. If you believe Allah and the end of the world, in a hadith, the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, is shown to have said the following: Men and women who are not married are subject to a sentence of 100 lashes and 1 year of banishment. There is a punishment of 100 lashes and stoning for married men and women. Experts from the Hanafi school who were sentenced to 1 year of exile and 100 lashes. This is a frequent practice among Bangladeshis who assert that in this particular instance, the laharbelitas, by Sharia law, the punishment is 100 lashes, and the court decides whether or not to exile the offender. And when it comes to the punishment, therefore, in the situation of rape in Islam, there is a perpetrator and a victim. Consequently, rape is a crime. The oppressive rapist is the only one who is punished. The victim does not receive any punishment. The crime of rape is generally accompanied by 2 elements. The first is adultery, and the muhara, which is a term that relates to robbery, is the punishment that certain Islamic jurists should apply. Performed through the display of weapons or through intimidation, which may involve the confiscation of whether it's be property, murder, or both. The Maliki school of thought encompasses the following. Within the context of the definition of mohar, the act of dishonoring a person is included. Nonetheless, all Islamic scholars use the term to allude to the injustice, disruption of safety, and the value of radicalization invada in the formation of terror with regard to the punishment for Allah Almighty. Most people all along those who were crucified, those who had their hands and feet severed for opposing sides, or those who were, they should be banished from the land that they consider to be a source of shame in this world and in the world. Next, they shall be subjected to a severe punishment, as stated in a surah, according to Islam, off the hands and feet from opposite sides of the body as the penalty if the person is seen. In addition to the confiscation of property and the victim's death, the punishment is the execution by the crucifixion. Islamic jurists have suggested various arguments in addition for less significant. When it comes to transgressions, there is a mention of being punished by exile. That does it. The definition of rape. An individual who is under the age of 16 with or without the consent of the wife, then shall be. Although it is believed that the aforementioned woman will have sexual connections outside of marriage as offenses that are criminal, regardless of the circumstances, are those to which Ogat jealous. Despite this, in our domestic legal system, only non-consensual relationships are regarded to be valid. Domestic law is that Islamic law does not consider offenses. In the United States, sexual interactions outside of marriage without consent are considered a criminal offense. Individuals at all levels in accordance with banality law. If a married person commits a crime of rape or adultery, the law stipulates that they are subject to the death penalty by stoning. Heirs titled to the death. The Islamic law If the murder was committed with a weapon, the punishment is kus, which is the death penalty instead of the death penalty. It is Pihurachfidishated Kalva, Yun Kamal, Vaka, Lutz that belong to the group. Dados Fasokins activities were connected to the rape, such as the production of pornographic recordings or the distribution of such films, are used as evidence of rape. The punishments will be substantially more harsh than the One of the 2 elements that must be met in order to establish adultery in Islam is as follows. Witnesses are necessary, and the confession of the witness is essential as well. On the other hand, in the event when witnesses are unavailable, it is imperative that the rapers be apprehended as soon as possible based on modern DNA. In addition to applying pressure, checks the CCTV footage, smartphone videos, victims. When a confession is obtained, the appropriate punishment will be imposed once the confession has been received. Imposed on the perpetrator of the rape, it is the duty of the state to carry out the implementation. For the current law in Bangladesh, such a law is punishment for a variety of reasons or a lack of willingness to impose suitable punishments for rape owing to political or emotional considerations. and correct opinions it national data previously described, it should only be implemented by the state or approved relevant code departments and not by any other entity. Right, the one. My dear friends, I hope that you have comprehended everything, and if you have any question, please let me know. Please let me know how you discovered today's video by leaving a comment if you enjoyed what Allah has sent notification